Now, from your hyper-local weather source, this is your Norcast Weather Update. Brought to you by Broadway Scoops, starring 44 flavors of South Jersey's finest, creamiest, hand-dipped ice cream. It's time to treat yourself to a standout performance sundae, cone, or milkshake. Stop by family-owned Broadway Scoops at 126 North Broadway in Pennsville.
Good Tuesday afternoon, meteorologist Bobby Klark here with an update on your forecast. Nor'easter Nick does have the day off. Temperatures right now, we barely can get out of the 50s at this point. Even inland even in the inland areas, but with the west wind, the shore basically is going to have the same temperatures as the inland areas, except if you're along the Delaware Bay. But look at this. This looks like the first week of March at this point, especially when you tack in the winds from the west. It makes it feel that much more chillier, and will, especially when the sun goes down for later on tonight. But that trough is continuing to push through the region. Could string off a shower or two, but overall, we're going to be dry. This thing will pass through dry and clear us out as we head into the evening hours into overnight itself. Here's the main reason why we're not going to expect a major amount of rainfall out of this thing if it does happen to drop a shower or two. Look at these bone-dry dew points. So a little bit of an issue if you have head and sinus issues for the rest of tonight with these dew points here, pressure changes out there, of course, and those winds obviously whipping things up and about. So any kind of head or sinus issues like myself certainly will have a rough time as we head through the rest of this evening out there, so be wary of that. Futurecast, we continue to see the cloud cover pushing as we head, this is a trough continues to push through the region itself. Again, cannot rule out possibly a shower or two, but in a few hours that will pass through here, and we'll start to see some clearing of the skies out there overnight tonight. That will allow temperatures to drop back into the 30s and 40s overall, even despite that breeze out there, make it feel that much more chillier as we start the day for tomorrow morning, heading out to the bus stop and or for the work commute. But then by the time we hit the afternoon hours on tomorrow on into tomorrow afternoon itself, we have a weak warm front that's pushing through the area, more stronger off to our north and west, but it's going to start to draw on that south to southwesterly flow, especially as we head into Thursday and Friday. But tomorrow's looking fantastic. Mostly sunny skies, not too breezy out there, and certainly just having that sunshine, even though temperatures will still be right where they should be for this time of year, in the mid to upper 60s. It just feels so nice to have the sun out, especially for us that live along the shore, because we've basically been socked in with low clouds and fog since Friday at this point. But they're looking good as we head into Thursday with much more nicer temperatures out there. So for tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll see ourselves temperatures under partly sunny skies rising up into the 60s, mid to upper 60s, even in some places could be sticking around to the 50s, especially when we start to see that wind start to shift more out of the south to southeast and eventually southwest. The shoreline, of course, we'll see ourselves a little bit cooler out there. 7-day forecast, Thursdays and Fridays, I mentioned, much warmer temperatures, muggier, and then we watch ourselves a potential for a coastal low to form in Maryland. That will move its way northward and deepen as it heads into the Gulf of Mexico. So we're not sure how much rainfall we can expect out of this, but that current track right now, the bigger story is going to be the fact that look what it does for our temperatures by the end of next week and on into the beginning of next week. Back to well below normal for this time of year, windy conditions. So unfortunately, this thing, even if it doesn't drop any rainfall for us, will bring colder conditions for the beginning of next week. Have a great afternoon, everybody. I'll see you this evening.